Welcome everybody. This is Don, Kingdom 362, and we are about to kick off our first KVK, Kingdom versus Kingdom Challenge. Let's first go to the event center, show you where we see that at. Crown Invasion opens in 11 hours and 24 minutes, and we are paired up against 355, 356, and 362, of course, is us. So we are the young bucks in the mix. But I'm not upset about this mix. This is, we're not up against Kingdom 42, So it's been getting better and better. There's been a lot of complaints about the way they roll, and they've been making adjustments each time they roll, and the matchups are getting to be better and better. Some of the problems that are still happening with the matchups for the older players who are watching this really has to do with how lopsided the kingdoms got because of the problems that existed before. It's so many people quit a certain kingdom, and there's their 300 million castle sitting there empty, and it's counting against your power number. So it is what it is. It's every single KE and every single KVK. The numbers seem to be balancing out better and better, and we're quite happy with it. All right. I personally have just got to be C28, and I am the battle coordinator for this Kingdom versus Kingdom. So I'm really specifically going to target this video towards my 362 guys because they are new, and this is a video about your first KVK. We know about 95 to 90, maybe even worse, have never seen a KVK. Your troops die. All right. So here's what we've done. I got to open up some screens here, guys. I'm sorry. And I'm looking for a document here. I should have had ready before the video started. And I'm not going to have it ready. I'll have it in the article. All right. And what it is a pre-built PDF that anybody can load to their phones, because we've had so many people going, I can't open that calculator. You need the Excel app. It has formulas in it, and you have to have the Excel for the formulas to work. But the 60K March, I've got a 60K March for people with T8s and up. Doesn't matter if you got T8s or T10s. If you're in the 60K category, then you roll those numbers and you just shift the numbers up because you can't adjust them with the PDF. All right. So what's the 60K category? That's what you're going to like. What are you talking about 60K? I'm going to go in here to my members, and I'm going to show you, because we've sorted all these things. I got my attackers. All right. I got my full march, people who are capable of bringing full marches. And then I got my 60K rally. These will be people who float in all day long. All right. The full march guys are probably going to be sending 60Ks as well. Okay. But they're capable of sending full marches. All right. Now, why only 60K? All right. Because we started day one with the website in mind and this video in mind, to be honest, doing our alliance research. So we are down to, that's our last alliance research for running rallies. All right. We've got the level 10 cavalry versus distance damage. It's going to be done here shortly because I'm going to buy it. And then we've got 2 more Blood Brother slots. We can bring 15 members to a rally. And you can still only bring a capacity up to the Hall of War capacity, which is about 1 million troops. Okay. So if I let everybody bring 200,000 troops, well, then my big stat guys, if they lose the fight, are out of troops and they're sitting on the sideline. That's not smart. So we bring 3 full march guys, and we fill everybody else with a 60K. It actually keeps our top tiers into the full battle, It brings 1,000,000 troops to the march, and the way rally math works out, we'll have more people fighting than they'll have fighting, and damage carries over from member to member. It reorganizes them, and the bigs versus the bigs, and then whoever won or lost, the damage from the winner carries down to the next guy. So the next guy starts out in the hole a little bit because your first guy wasn't strong enough. Well, that's where you get everybody who's been in this game a long time thinking that stats versus stats. I need my biggest stats. I need my biggest stats. I need my biggest stats. True if you got them. Okay, but you can overcome big stats with numbers because that damage carries over. Well, if you only brought 5 guys to the fight and I got 10 more, you got nobody else carrying your damage over. So I got 10 guys who get free shots at you. Okay? And we've maxed out our damage, so while they may be C22s with T8s or they may have the T10s, we don't know. Just whatever is filled in there. They're not fighting against anything at that point. So your 5 guys may go down to my number 6 guy or my number 7 guy, but you're not making it all the way to 12. All right. So if that's making sense, it's hard to explain math in voice and video. And I'm not going to get into long debated arguments because somebody will start popping in the comments how they know differently and they've been playing for 2 years. That's an automatic pedigree. You know, you've been playing for 2 years, been doing it the same way, and you're still not C30. But here's how this works, guys. So the new players. Okay, let's go to our map. Okay. We've got our obligatory. So here's a tower. Okay, let me explain how the towers work. Only one alliance at a time can be in a tower. So if you're not in our alliance, and that's why a lot of kingdoms will put together a KVK alliance so that everybody knows that if, don't attack the KVK guys, well, everybody knows don't attack the RRG guys here, the Rogers Raiders. Leave us alone. And you see, we are stacking castles around the tower. We're leaving one dead space in between. Okay? Because they don't need to be right next to each other. We just got to stop somebody from teleporting there. Okay? Now see this guy here who doesn't have, if you're in the forest and somebody beats you, okay, you're teleported out. So if these guys here do not put their bubbles up, they may as well not be here. And they'll lose their troops. So the other thing for new players to know, okay, the Dark Forest, it takes a long time to march to the Dark Forest if you hadn't done that yet. Okay, from the outer edge, right here, to in here, because it's Dark Forest, this would normally be a 2-3 minute march, 15 minutes. Okay, so when the bell goes off at 5 in the morning, we have all our RRG guys, all our tower leaders will be spending 10,000 gold just to get in that tower in the first few seconds. Why? Okay, it takes about 10 minutes to engage the ability to fire that cannon. It fires automatically. It's a graphic thing. It may glitch on your thing. It fires. Okay, you may or may not see it. If you've never seen it before on your phone or device, the graphic may not downloaded that has it automatically firing. It takes about 10 minutes for it to fire. Also takes about 10 minutes to start getting what's called rank up bonuses. And they stack up to 5. Or is it 4? Anyway, they stack. Based on the number of points that you hold. I think it's 5. Okay, so if you hold them, and then what that does is it adds stats to the people holding that tower. So if you get in there and you hold it for a long period of time, you're stronger and stronger and stronger the longer you're in there. Well, if a stronger alliance can come in there and beat you while you're fully stat buffed up, well, then the strategies will change. Now, I'm not going to get into the strategy portion change on it. Pay attention to what we're telling you in the game there. The what you need to know as a new player, okay, is sending a scout. It's not going to tell you anything. Everybody that's playing is going to have anti-scout on. So all you've done is annoy the hell out of everybody with males, including our own team. And Kingdom versus Kingdom is the same as a King's Challenge in that any alliance could attack another alliance. So if you send a march to a tower with RRG in it from your alliance, you're attacking us. Okay? You're not adding your troops. You have to be in the same alliance to add to the troops to it. So how do you do that? Okay? You've gone to our website. You've downloaded the PDF. You've built your 60K formation. And then you go and you ask to join the RRG Alliance. We will kick somebody out who's not active at the time and bring you in. Okay, and then you can join that tower and earn points and rewards for KVK. All right, we want you active. We want you there. People are on at different times during the day, and you don't need to have every troop you ever had at risk. We want to keep you alive. We don't want to hurt the kingdom fighting for the kingdom. We've got a few of us that have done this before. We're good at the math, and we have your best interests at heart. If we say withdraw, we mean withdraw. I will be the only one saying withdraw in our kingdom. Anybody else probably will get kicked from the alliance for saying it. All right. I will do everything I can to keep you safe. But troops will get lost, and the fact that you've lost troops doesn't mean we lost the kingdom. So I've got almost 58 million troops at my availability right now, and before this is over, we'll be somewhere around 65 million by the bell in the morning. We're building up more troops as we speak. So so one of the two things you can do: port over to the forest, bubble up for the event. All right. Remember to renew your bubble, or you've just created a security hole for us. All right. So pay attention to that. I'm sorry I'm saying all right over. I just heard it myself. Now, the palace. So how does KVK work? Okay. If we hold it for 8 continuous hours, it's an automatic victory. Okay. And after that, if we can't hold it for 8 continuous hours because we get kicked in, we fight, and we got to fight back, and we got to knock them back and forth, then we will wind up with a whoever held it the longest victory in a 24-hour period. So this is a 24-hour fight. We don't give up because the first 10 minutes sucked. The first 10 minutes always sucks. All right. And so I'm going to go bookmark. We'll make one of our guys in another kingdom here famous real quick. Go to. All right, here's one of our opponents. He's a C31. So they tell us who our opponents are first time, so you can scroll around and look at guys. And the thing that it tends to worry people when they see a C31 go, well, I'm a C22. He's going to beat me up. He's 181 million power. And only 27 people ever have attacked him. And he's only healed 3,600 troops. I'm not even sure he's actually doing his dailies to kill beasts. Okay. So if we looked at this, and he's doing his research now. Oops. Probably shouldn't have had that on weight going up to KVK. So we know he just leveled this castle. He just leveled his academy. And he's turning around and doing his research right now. See, there's indicators. That's why they let us know ahead of time what's going on. So we know he's a paper castle. All right. In fact, I would be willing to bet that anybody in my attack group could take him down right now. So let's go over here to the C30. 78 million power. Now, he actually has been fighting. He wins a lot. He's lost some fights, which means he's probably learned some lessons. Has none of his wonders on right now. So this might be a castle that's parked there, and it just might be a castle that's parked there for show. They do that. Oh, I'm not going to be here Saturday. Well, would you move to the edge of the forest and scare somebody? All right. So let's look at here. 94 million power. He's held quite a bit of troops, about one march. But he's never lost attack, so he didn't lose all that in one march. And he scouts a ton. So I would bet you, looking at these guys, I would call them predators. They build up big castles and they still prey on little guys. But right there, he just popped this wonder. He's building troops. So his 94 million, realistically, unless he's got a garbage loaded RSS laying around or they're feeding him, which we can see they're not doing. There's not a million little green marches heading towards him feeding him RSS. So he's on his own. Odds are he doesn't even have his T10s yet, or he's just now starting them. It won't take long to lose those. So let's go looking around. Let's see, they got a KVK alliance. Now, there's some guys hanging out in the forest. Always fun to punt. So, like I said, they're not bubbled right here. And that makes them vulnerable. So if you're looking for free kills, because you get points for kills, that's a good one to go grab. Also, see this tile right here? Well, they won't show me troop info from their things. But everywhere they're farming these tiles inside the forest, those are killable. So don't be farming in the forest yourselves. Other thing, can't show it on camera right now, but the wolf event's going to start at reset tonight. So in about, about 2 hours from here. Lines are going to be going everywhere. It also lags the phones and stuff. So either get all your wolf events in immediately. 2 reasons for that. One, if you're wanting to participate in KVK, you may not have the troops to do the wolf after. KVK is a ton of fun. You get lots of points. You get loots and rewards for it. And my understanding is the loot, we can check real quick, I guess. It's supposed to be a little bit better this time. Ultimate Alliance campaign. Oops, sorry. Crown Invasion. Reward info. Well, I can't look at individual rewards before it starts. But if you conquer multiple kingdoms, the king gets to hand out extra loot royal packages, and they're pretty good. They're goodie packages. So the king will hand out packages, and those you can see. Great Hall. All right, our current king is Crepe. And skills history. I thought okay. Now, I can't show you that. I'm sorry. Or if it is, I don't know where they moved the button to. Never really concerned with it. I fight to do the fight. I fight to win. All right. So we've built up our alliance full of players here. We've got one or two C30s, and I think we got one C33, 34, something like that. Now, the things that you guys need to do for the first ones, understand how you can mess us up. All right, we're going to recap this, and that is not being an RRG and going for a tower. Now, let's say we don't home the tower, another kingdom does, right? Your alliance can send an alliance mega rally at that tower. Go ahead and hit them. Coordinate the conversation for doing that with the battle coordinator. That's a great help. You don't have to. I mean, we have 100-person limit in our single one. So what you would do there is, let's say you came in and you took this tower. At that point, we would start sending RRGs towards that tower, and you back out. All right. You just literally give it back up, and then we start building our bonus again, because that's what we want. We want it back in the same alliance so we can build that stat bonus, which helps defend the other 3 towers. So there's a method to the madness here. You can, and then for new R5s, if you got a strat center, along the edges, you will be big guys. So if you're paying attention, I'll use Lady Macbeth here as an example. Don't be doing this to her. Let's say this was an enemy castle who you see all these players coming into, right? In other words, they're forming a rally. Poison water that castle. That means that when they hit, no matter whether they win or lose, gobs more of their troops die instead of going into the hospital. It is horrendous to have to build troops. You all know this. So poison water is just an ugly effect, but that's what it's there for. The other strat that we may be asking for is Doom Cannon. Let's say somebody is taking our castle and he's a super big guy and we don't want to rally him right off the bat. At that point, we'll ask all the strat centers to send we'll poison water him. All right, wherever his castle at, we find where that is first. We poison water him, and then we Doom Cannon him. We'll Doom Cannon him both here and on his castle. That will give us the maximum number of kills. Remember, a big C40 can only take one spot at a time. He can't take all 5 points by himself. He can only mega one place. So, and at the same time, if he's got everything buffed up, he can only bring about 330,000 troops. So if no one else can support him, then he's a lonely boy in that castle, and we can beat him. All right. We don't have to be bigger than him to beat him. We just have to be better than him to beat him. So that's where the work together is. Now, I don't know that I'm probably missing something, and I apologize. Things you need to know about Kingdom Chat. All right. Kingdom Chat becomes a what's going on, how's it going, where it's going. It also is not a place for you to be telling people what's going on and how's it going. People make new accounts, and they would love for you to share how well we're doing to the other kingdoms. Don't do that. You think you're being friendly, but you're the snitch. All right, don't be a snitch. We may use Kingdom Chat to tell you to poison water and doom cannon a location, and we will link up a coordinate for you to get that too. So R4s, R5s, know that you're going to do it. Should have had your gunpowder loaded up. All right, we've been shouting it out for the last couple of days. Load your gunpowder, load your gunpowder, load your gunpowder. It's a learning experience for almost everybody. There's those that are being quiet because they don't want to feel ignorant by asking questions, and I'm hoping that I'm answering the questions before they're asked, and then they don't feel so ignorant. Some of this is you'll get it when you see it. All right, so don't go out making decisions on your own. Now, kingdom versus kingdom is exactly that. It does not mean that we can't go attack them. So, you and your alliance can go to the other kingdom, and you can't hit this castle. But I believe, no, yeah, this guy here is over the line, which means you can hit him. You can park right outside him, punt him. It breaks his walls, and it randomly ports him throughout the kingdom somewhere. And since kills count, yeah, he's going to lose a lot of troops. That guy can be punted. All right, so you can go over here and start harassing other players. And we'll look at 356 at the center here. Now, as you can tell, here's the other kingdom. They're doing the same thing we are. So I just told you, you can punt anybody that's in the forest that doesn't have a bubble up. So when you're playing in the forest, keep your bubble up. So your alliance can go in there and solo punt people, whatever it takes. And then, quite frankly, pop your castle into that spot and put a bubble up yourself and hold that spot in case we need it later. See how that works? All right. Why are these important? For those that don't know, when you set a rally, you can, the guy that set the rally can go through the rally and speed up people that are coming to him. He can spend his gold to get you there faster. So it takes quite a bit of gold to get across this thing here. So if I wind up with a premium spot right here, set a 5-minute rally, well, it takes 15 minutes to get across forest. Remember me telling you that? So I got 10 guys that I got to turn around and go 2 clicks, 2 clicks, 2 clicks. So it's about 30K gold to get everybody there in under the 5 minutes. It is what it is. And then we're launching a rally from this location to this location, which means because you cannot speed up a rally. So instead of sitting on the outside of the forest and taking 5 minutes to build a rally and 15 minutes for it to get there, well, that allows people to bring people in one at a time and stack this defense up, right? So if they don't have enough troops, and it's an easy target, it's easier if we've got a big player who can knock them out with a speed hit. Same thing for us. Okay, so if we don't have enough troops in there and it looks kind of weak, then a big player is going to come in there and try and knock out 600,000-700,000 guys with one hit, and they can do it. It's you shouldn't be scared of the big 600,000-700,000 numbers. You break 1,000,000 troops in some place, and it's a completely set. The math's a little different. All right. So the point would be we're trading the 15-minute rally time for we're using gold to break the 15-minute rally time. So it takes a big castle to get in there, and someone with a lot of gold that can speed a rally up to take that point. So that I label those guys as snipers. They're big coin spenders. They've got a couple 300,000 in gold, enough to speed up an entire rally to them. Because it's that guy that's got to spend the money. You can't speed up your own to the rally. He can. That's part of the strategy of that. So if you're joining one of those rallies, know that when you're on the outside of the forest where you're safe and somebody's in the middle of the forest trying to get that short march to knock them out. Because if we're building a rally here and it's a quick march over and they're speeding up troops to get in there, they're gold spending to defend. Eventually you run out of those resources. All right. So one big gold spender can cause 20 medium gold spenders to be out of resources for the rest of the day, and then the clock's in our favor. All right. Same thing can happen to us, of course. I don't want to put a complete positive spins on here's how you just beat everybody every time. All these techniques work both ways. And cannons. All right. So let's say your alliance comes over here and captures their palace, but didn't capture the cannons. They are going to beat you up with these cannons. I mean, you're going to be big troop loss. Just getting in there breaks the timer so they don't have the 8 hours consecutive. The only reason we would keep anybody in there is that we're bringing our attack alliance over to take those towers and then swap you out. We'll take over the towers. We'll build up the towers while beating up our own kingdom's guy. Okay, because the buff in the tower is important. And then once we get to like a 3, then we'll swap out with the castle and start building those levels up again. It's not an immediate exchange. You're going to take damage from the enemy, then you're going to take damage from you're going to take some friendly fire while we get the buff stacked up. Okay, it's a sacrifice. Lots of guys love doing it. It's a lot of fun. You lose about 8K every hit, and it's a hit every 3 to 5 minutes. I can't remember. It's not a great big bleed, but you can keep sending troops in, and other people can send troops in. Yeah, it's worth it. Okay, so like I said, don't be a snitch. Situational awareness. At the same time, one of the most annoying parts of any event is the guys who show up last minute and or late and then want to be told what to do directly to themselves, as if the whole world revolves around them. Well, I promise you there is more than one person who showed up late, so the world's going to have to keep revolving on its axis for a while instead around you. So take the time, have a plan, one that doesn't hurt anything, and join a rally. If we don't want you in the rally for some reason, we'll kick you out, and then we'll pay attention. Now, in Kingdom 362, I've got a yeoman. What the yeoman is he's not big enough to help play, but he's a good organizer. He's going to tell you, I want you to go park your castle here so you can join these rallies from this point. So anytime you hear rally on West Tower and you're in the West Tower's rally spot, we know you're close enough to make that rally without anybody spending any gold getting you there. All right. So it only costs you one port. You're not spending gold, and you're helping the kingdom out. We've done everything we can to minimize the cost and maximize your reward for loot. We want you in the towers for 8 hours and gaining points the whole time, guys. That's the goal. If we have to fight, if we can't hold it for an 8-hour continuous stretch, we're going to fight for 24 hours, which means you got even more opportunity to earn points. It means you get to go take a 4 or 5 hour nap and come back and join back in the fight again. Plan to help your kingdom out for the day. There has been massive cooperation, way better than I ever thought there would be. We've had some drama and politics creep itself in, and the shutting down of that so instantly by everybody was amazing. It's just, I honestly, Kingdom 362 can be very proud of just the honorable way in which it's been acting this last 3-4 days. There has been nothing but cooperation, nothing but helping each other out. We have gone in and debugged every alliance's stats. So we have made a kingdom full of killers. And we have spent their time training people how to know what to build up next, where to look at their stats, how to read their stat reports. And our whole kingdom is 50 times stronger than it was 4 days ago, and that's the cooperative effort. Of course, there's not anybody who doesn't want to learn how to kill more people. But hopefully they understand that the reason we did it was for the good of the kingdom and not just, so that you have a better KE. Anybody who takes what we learned and starts beating up all the little players in KE is probably going to have a whole herd of people chasing them after this. But it's been real good. I appreciate everything everybody's doing. Do not let, and I'm going to say this to the more experienced players, do not let the guy who's bragging about how much money he spent scare you out of this game. If you've got a C-22 and you can build this little march, it's going to be, remember the PDF of it's going to be in the link, you're in the game. All right, guys, just build one march and you get to go sit in the tower. That's what I need to explain. Megas. People do not comprehend megas. Let's do that real quick. So, our attack leaders are going to come in here, and the leader is going to set the mega. That's the guy with the biggest stats, the most gear, all his castle bannered up, all that stuff. And your little C-22 gets all that C-30 stats. You are just as strong of a T-8 as his T-8. Okay? That's what the Mega does for you. The Mega does not allow for bigger rallies. People see that word Mega and they think it's a big rally. Well, yes, we do put 1 million troops in there, but the number of troops that are allowed in there are based on the Hall of War of the guy who went in first. So we have our Hall of War guys go in there first for a reason. It's so if you're in the RRG Alliance this time, guys, don't beat your tower leader there. He's your tower leader for a reason. He needs to get in there first so we can get the most number of troops in there. So when we set up a mega rally, you get all your rally leaders' stats. Now, there are a couple stats that don't translate. Is that game about to crash? It was wanting to. One of those stats that doesn't translate. Battlefield treatment. Let's go into my castle. Airship abilities. Okay. Now, there's my battlefield treatment, right? Now, looks like I could actually level that up, and I hadn't. That's not the only place that stat exists. It exists on some gear. So, if you're getting all your combat stats from your mega leader, then what you put on is going to be duelist boots and a duelist ring. Those two low pieces of gear save more of your troops. Okay. And then you go over to your talent tree. And somewhere down here. We got battlefield treatment. Distance. March capacity. Oh. See. And I don't have it. I'm not high enough. And it's level 43, Lord level. You get Life Preserver. There ain't but a couple of us in the kingdom that's got that. All brand new kingdoms. It's just is what it is. I got to grind out more EXP. Life Preserver. We'll click on it. Converts 30%. So that's 30% extra for 30 minutes. The best way to use that, if you've got it, is seconds before they hit. Why seconds before they hit? If it lasts 30 minutes. So that you can come back and start another rally while still using your Life Preserver. You got 15 minutes to get there, remember. So 5 minutes to build a rally, another 15 minutes to get there. And if you happen to be sitting right next to the tower, you can pop that, gold spin, get your rally in there, keep saving your troops, keep doing it, and you can just pepper away at a thing. So positioning and the use of these talents, very key. All right, so battlefield treatment we talked about, and make sure your airship's on attack mode, just because all that stuff comes from your mega leader anyway. So don't worry about your gear. You could be in all crap grays. If you've built the troops, you're good. We're using the battlefield treatment doesn't move around though. That number is your number. Also, I can tell you that damage reduction numbers don't move around either. Those numbers are your numbers. So walls with banners on them are a very good thing. There's some that claim they do, and I wouldn't say that I'm done testing that, but what I've tested so far, I would say that's not true. Someone would have to show me a different series of math than what I've tested with. So, and I'm all for that. Feel free to prove me wrong. I am not afraid of that. If you've got math, math is an exact science. Whoever figures out 2 + 2 = 4 is right. It doesn't matter who does it first. But don't forget that 3 + 1 = 4 as well. If the goal is 4, there's more than one way to get there. So, all right, guys. Like I said, if you want to be a part of being in a tower, you're going to have to ask to be in the alliance and swap people out all day long. If you go and look at you'll be able to. You don't need to send scouts. Well, I can show you on a regular tower. Okay, view details, right? You got that same feature on the towers out there. It'll show you what's in there. Okay, you don't need to see a scout because everybody's got an anti-scout on there. Stop wasting your scout times. They cost you food anyway. So that's our nice little pretty Saddam's bathroom skin that we got for being #1 in UAC again. So guys, come join us. We want you here. Don't let anybody tell you you're too little to be a part of this. That's just not true. If you want to participate, we will make space for you. I will kick guys out of the alliance that have been sitting idle for a few hours and put you right in their spot. Having you sit in a tower is better than have you sit in on the sidelines all day long. So I appreciate it. Kingdom 362. RogersRaiders.com. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I highly recommend to subscribe after watching this video because I probably will do some live video tomorrow. And you may want to be a part of that. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.